Hi, this is Dinesh Karthik here. Today, Team India were like Ayrton Senna in a Formula One car on a rain-marred day. They were brilliant. They started things with the ball where the fast bowlers came in and mopped up the tail. They were 229 for 5 yesterday. They got them all out for 255. And what was great to watch was what India did with the bat after that. Three young guns and one Mr. Rohit Sharma, all four of them batted at a clip of more than 7 runs and over. They got 181 in just about 24 overs declared and gave West Indies a target of 365. West Indies get to 76 for 2 at the end of day's play after batting 32 overs. Slightly slow, I think. But let's talk about all of that and more. West Indies added just 26 runs and lost their 5 wickets. You kind of felt it was round the corner, did you? Well, I didn't. But the fast bowlers did what they're known for. They came in, they mopped up the tail, started by Mukesh Kumar, who got Ali Athanaze with an incoming delivery, clipping leg stump, and then it was left to Siraj. Picked up the last 4 wickets, mopped up the tail. India came in with purpose, with an aim. They wanted to get runs, and get runs how? Real fast. And that's what they did. Yashasvi Jaiswal started. In the first over, he hit Kemar Roach over covers for a 6 and flicked him. 10 runs of the first over. The intent was set. The messages were sent clear and loud to West Indies. We are coming after you. And then just kept going. Rohit Sharma was a little lucky, dropped twice but got 50s and some lovely shots in that 50 for sure. Rohit Sharma made 2 records today. One being his fastest 50 in Test cricket. But number 2, quite a staggering one. He's the first batsman ever to go for 30 innings without being dismissed in single-digit scores. And then it was Ishan Kishan and Shubman Gill. Shubman Gill remained not out, but the chief destructor was Ishan Kishan. His first 50 at this level, but what he showed was what he's shown us over a period of time. The ability to hit sixes and boundaries at will. Took on the fast bowlers, hit the left-arm spinner, played some lovely shots. A couple of sixes down the ground of Kemar Roach off the spinner as well. So it was a really good inning. West Indies came back in. Brathwaite, I thought, started a little positively. A couple of drives, was looking to be positive, but then again, he slowed down a bit. But Chanderpaul didn't really show intent, and it was only a matter of time. But he's found a way to hang in there for a bit. Ashwin picked up 2 wickets. He's picked up Brathwaite in all 4 innings of this Test series so far. And this is a point I must make. Always I have noticed this about Ashwin. Whoever is the big fish in the opponent in a series, he somehow finds a way to go after them. I've seen that with Kane Williamson against New Zealand, against Kumar Sangakkara when he played against Sri Lanka. It was Steven Smith in the recent past. He always tries and gets the big wickets. And that's the sign of somebody who is very sure of his craft and more importantly, somebody who does a lot of his homework. Mohammed Siraj, a personal favorite for me. I've played a lot of cricket with him. I've spent a lot of lovely time with him. A very nice kid, humble backgrounds, really grown into stature. This time during IPL, I was lucky enough along with the whole team to go to his new house. Beautifully done and very well deserved. But more importantly, what he has improved in. The first wicket he ever got in first class cricket was me. To a bouncer, a nasty one. A nasty one. But after that, it's just not been his bouncer. It's the full ball. He's found a way to get great backspin on the ball, which he's been good at. But apart from just being an outswing bowler, he's also developed the scramble seam. Now with this is what has made him really potent in Test cricket. Similar release to the outswing, but in this case, if the ball lands on the seam in the right place, it tends to jag in or jag out, and that's where he's got his wickets. You have to say him, Bumrah and Shami have been consistent in all formats, especially Bumrah and Siraj. In all the 3 formats, they've been very consistent in the recent past. 5 for 60. Yesterday, we saw him take the 1 wicket with reverse swing. But today he got 4 wickets and some really hard balls for tailenders. All in all, a lovely bowler who's really improved in all formats. A great case in point also being how he bowled last IPL to how he's bowled this IPL. Phenomenal change. Arguably and probably the best fast bowler in this IPL from India. But more than anything, I think the way he's developing himself into the leader of the pack is great to watch. I mean, what a series this has been for all the senior players. Rohit, 100 and 250s in both the games. Virat Kohli, a 50 in the previous game, 100 in this game. Ravindra Jadeja, 7 wickets so far in both the tests, 37 not out. Last test, in this test gets another 50. Ashwin, 12 wickets, and he's continuing in this test match as well. So it's been a series where the senior pros have dominated. Also, a lesson in case for all the young players out there playing domestic cricket, earning the Indian cap, the test cap, is never going to be easy. And I think with the kind of standard the senior players have set, it's good to watch. I don't think we can read too much into the series, if I'm being very honest, because the quality of West Indies as a team is probably not on par with the rest of the countries that are playing test cricket. It's a lot of the countries that are playing test cricket. So we can't read too much into it. But I can tell you something. If these senior players hadn't performed, then we would have definitely said, oh, they've had a tough series. Even in West Indies, they haven't done well. And that's when it becomes a hard one for these players to sometimes deal with. Because when they do well, we are like, oh, it's not a great team. When they don't do well, then we immediately point a finger and say, you know what, they've not done well here. So I think you got to give credit where credit is due. At the end of the day, this is international cricket. It's hard work. And these boys who have been around for a long, long time, again, doing what it requires in professional sport in a very calm manner, making sure they go about their job, trying their best to help their country win. And that is a great lesson for all the young players playing domestic cricket, wanting to play for the country. Fan question of the day. Hey DK, what have you made of Ishan Kishan's keeping so far in this series? Do you see India giving him preference ahead of KS Bharat until Pant returns? Tough for Bharat, no? Question from Sushant Modi. First part of your question, I think Ishan Kishan has done a very, very good, a very steady job. The challenge in West Indies is keeping to spinners. And I think he's done a very decent job so far. But I will say when it comes to fast bowlers, he's held on to all of his catches. But sometimes, if I'm being critical, if I had to look at it with that critical eye, he hasn't moved enough to collect those balls. A lot of the times he's just been a little lazy, but he's ended up collecting it. In his batting, in the second innings, in this test, he's shown what Ishan Kishan always does very well in white ball cricket. He's carried that form on to red ball as well. When the team needed him to play a few shots, he did that really well, getting his 50 in his second test. But the bigger part of this question, when Rishabh Pant comes back, who are they going to hold on to? You have to say with this performance, Ishan Kishan has probably just gone ahead of KS Bharat. But again, it's the South African series. At the end of the year, they're playing 2 test matches. That will be a big challenge if Rishabh Pant is not fit. If Rishabh Pant is fit, we all know he walks into this test team. And post the South African series, there's a 5 test match series against England, but it's in India. And you have to say Rishabh Pant will definitely be ready for that. But if he is not ready for the South African series, a big acid test for Ishan Kishan. That will be his biggest challenge. And you have to think on that toe, if Rishabh is not there, KS Bharat will be the second keeper in that. But for the moment, if you had to look at the pecking order, it is Rishabh Pant if he's fit, Ishan Kishan, and then is KS Bharat. India need 8 wickets, but most importantly, they need the rain gods to stay away. Who's the one bowler that India can look for? I think again, the way he's bowled in this innings, picking up those 2 wickets again becomes R. Ashwin. He looked very potent. He bowled a couple of lovely deliveries to get batters out. He's thinking clearly. So I would think, especially the West Indies batters struggling to play him, he would be the key man. Again, you have also Jadeja who can chip in, and he is going to chip in. So I'm very confident India will be able to get West Indies under 200 is what I think. West Indies on the other hand, what do they need to do? Go for the win. Try it. I just hope they don't play for the draw or hope that rain will come and help them. I think they have the skill to try and push India. I think they'll achieve a lot more as a team if they look for the win rather than staying back, being meek and saying, you know what, it is okay to play for a draw. They are better than that. Come on, I'm sure both teams, if they look to go for a win, will be quite a memorable test match. But let's just hope the rain gods stay away. We're in for an exciting day 5. I'll catch up with you all tomorrow.